Right, we're on Good Morning Pool or Golf Resort. Slices. Imagine slicing the golf ball in every shot. How depressing must that be? I know it's depressing, I've been there. So think about wrist angles, what happens to the wrist at the top of the golf swing, and also what happens on the way down. So at the top of your golf swing, what's actually happening? Well, let's think about this. So a slice is a face that's open to a path. So regardless of whether your path is out to in square in, or in to out, that face is pointing to the right. So it's a face that's open to a path. Okay, so there's water down the right hand side here, so I obviously do not want to do that. I've just got 6-iron in my hand. So what we're going to do to prevent this slice, when you come up to the top, if my left wrist is cupped, that's going to open the face. I'm going to come back down with that face open. Now this is, you've heard this before, I'm sure. Top of the swing, the wrist's cupped, so now the club face is open. Bowed, that's closed. So obviously bowed is more preferred than cupped, so it's going to prevent the ball going out to the right. But it's not just the fact that you get your wrist into that position at the top, or whichever position you get into, it's what happens on the way down. What happens to that wrist on the way down, and how do we control that to ensure that the face is not open? We don't want an open face, okay? So if I grab my book here, okay, let me just pop that on there. Actually, there's quite a lot of moisture in there. So if I take my book, let's open this wide up. So you can do this with an iPad, a MacBook, a plate, anything you like. I'm just going to use this for an example. So when I get to the top, I'm going to take my address position, and when I get up to the top of my swing, there, okay, you can see the position the book is in. Now, at the top of the swing, cupped position there, that is your open face coming down, wiping the golf ball. Okay, excuse the noise just now, there's lots of greenkeepers on the go. Up the top of the swing, if I'm here, I'm going to come down and I'm going to slice that golf ball. Now what I want to be, I want to get to the top here and watch how the left wrist, the lead wrist, folds back. So therefore my trail wrist folds back. That folding back of the trail wrist is effectively bowing the lead wrist. Now, we don't want to go over there, we don't want to bow it too much, we want to make sure it's functional. But on the way down, it's what happens on the way down that's the most important thing. So it's what happens on the way down that's the most important thing. So I'm there, I'm nice and flat. Let's say that's a flat left wrist. On the way down, I don't just bring it down, because that's still going to leave the face open. There has to be a form of rotation on the way down, and that's from the forearm. So up the top, and then from there, as I come down, I'm here, that's happening. So that, can you see that motion there? So my trail hand is going more on top as I've come from that more flatter position. So I'm there to there, there to there. So flat at the top, but it doesn't just come straight down, it comes down and does this. So it points towards you. Look at the glove, look at the back of the glove. Up there, that's straight down, that happens. So this right hand turns over, like so. And that's what closes the face. So we get up here, so we've got a square face now, so we get to the top, face is square. We come back, body obviously does its thing, let's ignore that just now. Up there, you're normally here, and then coming down doing the opposite, opening the face, so there, cupped and wiping, which looks like cupped and wiping, whereas now, we no longer wipe. We're there, we're flat and closing. Flat and closing, which looks like, oh dear, which looks like flatter and closing. Look at that. So now look at the club face. It's not open, it's much squarer and more closed coming into impact here. So I'm there to there. There, flatter left wrist. There's your wipe with your open face. There's your flatter left wrist. And then closing. So the right hand turns, twists like this. From the top, that happens. That happens from the top, which of course controls that club face there. It's there coming down, like so. Like so. And of course we've got body in there. Lots of good stuff happen once we add the body. But that's another video. So I've teed one up here, up to top, my flat left wrist there. When I get to there, that right hand coming over, that closing from the flat position, look at the right elbow getting in front of the right hip. Okay, the right arm stays flexed. I'm there. So all these things are anti-slice. They're all anti-slice. All these anti-opening procedures are brilliant, getting everything to close over, but the body rotates open, which keeps it square through impact. So how do we put this into play? Well, I set myself up. I go to what feels flat. There. And then the way down, if I turn open, then this right hand's going to sit more on top on the way down, less behind or underneath. So right hand's more on top. So I feel as though I'm bowed, but I know I'm not bowed. Bowed. So I'm up, flat, right hand on top. Up, flat, right hand on top. Lovely. Lovely 6-iron draw. Down there, it's kicked off the bank onto the fairway. Nice and safe. Let's do that again. Did you see? I could hear the strike. You could probably hear the strike. I could feel the strike. I went a little bit further left than I was trying to, purely because it's a classic reaction to not going right. You know, when you're using the camera to explain something, you're obviously trying to overdo it, and then of course you pull it slightly left. But of course that's brilliant, because what was I trying not to do? Go in the water on the right. When you when you look at a hole like this, you know, there's serious water down the right hand side. You have to assess the situation and go, okay, that's where the danger is. I want to stay away from the danger, so I have to play something that's going to keep me away from the danger. But look at that first, take into consideration the danger area. Don't do that last. Don't think, I want to go left, I want to go down the left hand side, and then step over the ball and say, okay, don't go right. You want to look at the right hand side and say, okay, I don't go right, I want to go left. So you stand over the golf ball thinking, okay, left, 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 I'm going left. Nice flat left wrist, right hand on top. Flat left wrist, right hand on top. When I say flat left wrist, I feel as though I get to the top, it feels as though it's bowed. That's how you'll feel. So flat left wrist, right hand on top. That's how it's going to feel. Sorry, there's somebody just driving by there. Flat left wrist, right hand on top. Go. Okay, it's absolutely pure. That was it. That was the bomb. Interesting, the perception of a golf hole. Don't go right, don't go right, don't go right, you're going to go right. Anywhere left, anywhere left, anywhere left, you will go left. So your mind doesn't think the don't or the anywhere, it just thinks about the object. So up to the top, once more. Up to the top, nice and flat. Flat surface. Don't just come straight down, it has to do this. It has to twist in there. Forearm rotates, right hand goes on top, right elbow comes close to right side. From there, it's there. It's not flat and wiped. Look at the club face. It's there, it's there. Look at the club face now. Marrying up with spine angle, much different, isn't it? Brilliant. So, I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. Thanks for subscribing. If you've not subscribed, please do so. Also, check out my website, EUREKAGolfSwing.com. Hit the thumbs up button on this YouTube channel, also the bell notification, and I'll see you in my next video.